Hi everyone, welcome to ACCA P6 UK lectures brought to you by AccountancyTube.com. My name is Faisal Farooq and I will be teaching you P6 UK through this medium AccountancyTube.com, which was introduced a couple of years ago, and it's I think my third session with AccountancyTube of P6 and F6, and with enormous success and lots of thanks and everything. I would like to say thank you for all of the students who have made it what it is now. All right. In this first introductory lesson, I will introduce, normally in the interactive classes, I introduce myself and then students introduce themselves to me, so that I will have a background of everyone who is taking the classes, that whether they came through the F6 route, so they will have a little knowledge about F6, or they came through the degree level and was exempt from F6, then I will take them or tackle them a little differently. All right, whatever background you have there, whether you are watching from India, France or Germany or wherever you are watching me from, or even within the UK, I will try to assume that you will have no knowledge at all. So we'll take this paper from zero scratch and we will gradually make the steps towards a more advanced level. All right, as I said, my name is Faisal and I'm qualified chartered accountant and a fellow member of Institute of Accountancy as well. I have experience from audit, taxation, industry, teaching, marking and whatnot, to be fair. So I have seen world from all the different angles, so I know this in a little better way. On this website we provide free AccountancyTube P6 lectures. We also provide free lecture notes which you will have, you might have already with you anyway, but you can download it from our website. If you're watching this, if you're studying for the first time with AccountancyTube, we provide free notes, free lectures. You will also have access to free email advice as well. So whenever you are stuck at somewhere, if you need any advice, any kind of subject related advice, you can drop the email straight to me. Email address is mentioned on our notes anyway. And if you have any general inquiries, you can drop an email to admin as well, admin@accountancytube.com. All right. I mean, normally you will be sending the queries to me for subject specific questions. All right. So from notes, lectures, and the free advice of email, what else you need to succeed in this exam? You'll also need practice and revision kit, which unfortunately we do not provide free of cost. You can buy it from any approved lending provider. I normally recommend BPP because I will be doing the questions from BPP on this board. So I will have BPP exam kit with me. So it's better that you should buy BPP exam kit as well. You can buy it online from bpp.com, or you can buy it from the local any publication if you have in your local country. All right. So you will need BPP exam kit, notes, lectures. That's it. You need. You don't have to touch the study text, which are very, very huge, enormous knowledge, which doesn't really help you in the exam. My notes are sufficient enough to pass, and to be fair, score even 80 plus marks in the exam. And students have proved themselves, and they have scored 80 plus marks in the previous sessions. I have personally received emails just by using the notes and the lectures. All right. So these are the quality notes. You don't have to underestimate or think like these are only 100 pages. But how can I cover the syllabus in 100 pages? It's not like that. All right. I will be normally I will be doing the questions on the board, and sometimes I will go through the notes as well through the help of my iPad, which is just here. So I will pick my iPad and I will ask you to open the notes, and I will share the screen as well. So you will be seeing the notes in your computer screen or mobile screen as well. However, you should have the notes in front of you. I would normally say that do not print it, because you must take care of the environment as well. You must take care of the green environment in the trees as well. So that's why you should have the notes in front of you in the soft form, not in the hard form. All right. Right, you can follow our Facebook page, which is AccountancyTube.com, and you can also, which I will say you must subscribe to our YouTube channel, because that's where our videos are initially available, and then they are available on our website. You must subscribe to our YouTube channel, AccountancyTube.com as well. Although you should subscribe to our channel and turn the notifications on, but do not watch the lectures on YouTube, because that's where the lectures are not in specific order in which you should watch the lectures. For watching the lectures, please come to AccountancyTube.com. That's where the lectures are in right order, and they are divided into different sections as well. So income tax will have separate section, likewise capital gains tax and other sections as well. So it's for your students' ease, we have divided the the syllabus areas into different sections, so that students can students should have access to all the syllabus areas separately, so they will track their progress as well towards their exam. All right. Apart from these things, you must well, not must, it's optional. You can choose our mock exam. You can register for a mock exam, which will cost you around £20, I think, so that you can register that mock. You will have to attempt that at home, while you will receive the mock exam through email. You can attempt it at your office or home or wherever, then send the scanned answers back to us, and our examining or marking team will mark your scripts here, and they will write the detailed commentary, providing you the feedback, how did you get on, with leaving you a couple of weeks ahead of exams, so you will have chance to improve on the mistakes. You can register for mock through our website by paying nominal fee, which is I think through PayPal or bank accounts as well. Right, so you can go to our website AccountancyTube.com/mock and register for mock through them details, or there is a link as well provided in the notes. By clicking there, you can see the details how to register for mock. All right, that is beneficial, very beneficial, but I would say that don't think like you cannot pass the exam without attempting the mock. Of course you can, and people have passed it, but if you want to test your knowledge, and especially if you're a retaker, I would strongly encourage you to register for mock, and they are run every month on 15th, I think, and you can register anytime you want. And I would ask you to register for mock, because pass rates, if we look at the pass rates of the students who have registered for mock, is far more than the international ones, international pass rates, which is around 30 to 40 pass rates of the students who have attempted our mock and passed our mock. Especially candidates who have passed our mock have an enormous chance of passing. So far our percentage has been 100%. So over 100 students who have passed by registering our mock exam have passed their real exam. All right. Even if you fail our mock, there is still chance that you can pass the real exam, because by the feedback which we provide you, there's a lot of detail and you can improve on it. All right. So enough talking. Let's talk about the exam itself. It is P6 Advanced Taxation. They have changed its name a little bit, but I still call it Advanced Taxation P6. Its a small version was F6. If you have attempted F6, that's fine. If you were exempt from F6, then not a problem. We will see the exam in as much detail as we can. All right. Now, if we look at the syllabus areas, income, the P6 is divided into 5 different sections, and every section has got around some sections have got 10 odd chapters in it. Like, say for example, income tax has got 10 to 12 chapters in it. And the second area, like capital gains tax, has got a couple of chapters in it. So altogether 5 sections equal 30 chapters. All right. So advanced taxation is divided into 5 syllabus areas. First of which is income tax. Now, what the income tax is, basically, you will be looking at, especially from the point of view of individual. So income could be earned from many different sources, from salary, from pension, from property income, from bank interest, dividends. So there are different sources from which I can earn the income. I will list down all the sources of income, and I will have to calculate how much tax I have to pay on that. That is known as income tax. Simple as that. Our second area, and that income tax is enormous area. We will spend a lot of time studying income tax, because following areas depend a lot on income tax. So the more time we spend on income tax, less time we'll spend on the following areas. All right. Next area is a capital gains tax, or CGT. Capital gains tax basically means When you make a capital gain, when you bought a property and you have sold it after, whatever profit you have made on that, you will have to pay tax on that. So basically, whatever asset you have, and when you sell that asset, if you sold it on profit, you will have to pay tax on that. Please remember, if you are selling assets in matter of trade, say for example, if your business is to trade the iPads, if you buy iPad and sell it, it's your business. That is not profit made on that will not be capital gains tax. Capital gains tax is applied on the things which you use for your own self. If you have an iPad and you use it for your own self, you bought it and then you're selling it on the gain, the profit made on that will be subject to capital gains tax, but not if you are doing the business of iPads, buying and selling and making profit on that. That will not be subject to capital gains tax. All right, but we will see in detail when we move to them topics. So this topic has got around 3 chapters in it, I think. All right, our next area is corporation tax. Corporation tax is another huge area after income tax. If you spend more time on income tax, you hardly have to spend some time on corporation tax. Some tutors start with corporation tax teaching first, so they spend a lot of time teaching corporation tax so that they will have to spend less time on income tax. So income tax and corporation tax are interrelated. Many stuff, many heads which we will be doing in income tax will come under corporation tax as well. So corporation tax, if we look at corporation tax, it simply means the profit made by the companies, tax which they pay on them profits will be subject to corporation tax. So if you are doing your business and you have expanded and made it a company, profit you are making, whichever profit you are making, you will have to pay tax on that, and that will be subject to corporation tax. All right. Our second last area is inheritance tax. Inheritance tax is basically tax which you have to pay when you die, right? And not specifically when you die. You will have to pay when you die, but you might have to pay when you are alive as well. So whenever some parents die, they have transferred the assets to the child, to their the children or kids. So tax which is paid on the inherited estate or the assets, that tax is subject, that property is subject to income tax. Sorry, not income tax, the inheritance tax. So tax which you have to pay on the inherited assets, and that is inheritance tax. All right? Inheritance simply means whatever you have inherited from your parents upon their death or during their lives. So that is subject to inheritance tax. All right? Our last area is value-added tax. So value-added tax simply means a tax which is paid whenever a value is added on an asset. Just give me 1 second while I drink water. Right, so tax paid by businesses when they add some value is known as value-added tax. All right. So, say for example, you might see an example of when you go to a petrol station, when you go to a petrol pump and you fill your car with the fuel, you are paying. Excuse me. You're paying to a shopkeeper. You're paying the price of the fuel. And you're also paying the value-added tax as well. Now that shopkeeper is collecting the value-added tax because he's registered for value-added tax, and then they will pay that tax to HM Revenue and Customs. Likewise, many businesses in the UK who are registered for value-added tax, assuming that they have exceeded the threshold for value-added tax purposes, they will have to charge the VAT on that. All right. If, say for example, I have an accountancy practice in the UK, and I am providing services, I have to charge 20% VAT. Excuse me. So I have to charge value tax on my services which I am providing. Likewise, solicitors, say for example in the UK, they also charge value tax on their services, on the services which they provide. So normal price plus the VAT as well. All right. So value tax is a tax which the businesses charge on the goods and services which they are providing, and normally it's 20%. but they're different rates. We'll see in details when we move to that topic anyway. So these are basically broad areas of P6 taxation. So normally we will expect the questions from these areas. The difference which is between F6 and P6 is that the difference between F6 and P6 is that the knowledge which we have seen at F6 is almost same knowledge in P6 as well. Almost 70% is same. Almost 70% of P6 is within of F6 is within P6. However, the technique is different. How you solve the questions in P6 is different than how you do in F6. That is the major difference. Apart from that, the exam is not a problem at all. It's only the exam technique which is different. All right. Exam style, if we look at exam style, is first question 35 marks. If you want to write down, I won't write down here. Normally I do, but I don't have time because my throat is already too dry. So first question is basically 35 marks, and the second question is 25 marks, which equals 60 marks in the first section, which is compulsory section. In the second section, you will have an option. So you will be given 3 questions, 20 marks each. You will have to choose 2 questions. Do not spend much time selecting which questions you must choose. Just choose a random one, or just read the requirements and choose the best ones which you think you're confident on, and don't spend much time selecting the question which you want to choose. Students normally think that options are given, that is best, but normally it's not best because it's just wasted of time. If you were, say for example, given 5 questions and all of them are compulsory, you won't spend time selecting the question because you have to spend you have to study for the whole syllabus anyway. So why you spend time selecting the questions which you are best at? However, just read the requirements and just select one question and go at it. All right. So that is our P6, and I will see you in the next lecture, and we will start our first chapter, which is income tax, and our first section, income tax. Till then, goodbye.